Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing Stonespine Architects, a role-player tale. Coming to us from Thunderworks Games, who has the role-player universe, so you may have seen other games in this universe before. And I believe the designer is actually the same designer of Cartographers, which is also in the in the universe. So yeah, I've really enjoyed. I think we own a decent amount of Thunderworks games, and when I saw this one, I was like, oh, this sounds pretty interesting. I believe it's kind of you're creating your own dungeon in a way, you're trying to score points pretty much by kind of fulfilling certain requirements on kind of your setup. So it seemed like a simple one, but it sounded like you were kind of doing some drafting and stuff, and just putting together the best tunnel that you can. And just sounded like a lot of fun. And obviously, I really like Cartographers quite a bit. I know Michaela loves Cartographers. So I thought, well, if it's the same designer, that bodes well. So I got the base game, and then I believe, I don't remember if I had to add these on or if these just came with it, but it had some promo cards for Stonespine Architects and Cartographers. And if I accidentally say Stonespine Architects, go with me. I don't know. For some reason, that's what I always read it as or think of it as. I don't know why. But I may have also gotten a plushie. I may have thought this plushie looked pretty cute. So I ended up getting that as well. Let's see here. He's actually quite large. He's larger than the box. And he's actually really, really soft. So, yeah, I may have been a sucker for that one. But anyway, we've got the little mini expansion thing here, or extra cards. A little card that explains it. Looks like it's just some additional cards, some really nice artwork. I feel like I really like the role player universe kind of artwork. Kind of seems similar from their game to game. And then, like I said, we love Cartographers. So Hort Gully, I think, is the bull's name there. You got a new, so he's a new kind of hero. If you haven't played with the Heroes expansion of Cartographers, that's one of those. There's another monster here, a slime monster, and kind of like some of the newer ones, it has a little bit of an ability that it'll do as it stays on your thing. Another scoring condition, and then it looks like you can actually have this in your deck. Doesn't count for anything or any of the, I don't even know what you call it, but pretty much the triggering of each round or season. It doesn't count towards that at all, but you get to add a mountain out there, which I found pretty cool. I'm actually surprised they had not done that previously. So it was a cool little thing, card that they got there. We got Stonespine Architect itself. Really like the look of the box. I think it just has a really nice feel to it. I don't know if it feels like you're building a dungeon. It looks like he's got like some slime monster in there. I'm not sure why he's lifting it up above. But that is what it is. I think these games I think their instructions are usually pretty good on these. It looks like it's about 15, 16 pages. I don't know if that's some solo stuff or more explanation. It looks like there's some good kind of examples and stuff in this one, so hopefully it'll make a lot of sense on how to play and be pretty easy to learn. And we got, oh boy, I got their whole catalog, or 2024 catalog anyway. Ooh, Metro Runner, I think I saw that one on Kickstarter. I did not back that one. For some reason, even though it might be considered a little generic, I could see people considering it generic fantasy, the role player world. I just really like that world quite a bit. So whenever they add something to that, I'm always really interested. I have not pulled the trigger on Dawn of Ulos yet. It sounds like that might be better with more players than we usually play our games with, like 2. So if you've played that one and you really like it, let me know if it does play good with 2. Got Lockup, and we've got all of those maps, Cartographers, so there's a ton of that stuff. Don't have a role player, but have played that one a few times. Yeah, a lot of stuff in their catalog. And then, right off the bat, we got a punch board of some things. Some slime, some traps, some treasures. What's it called? An ooze? Maybe it's not even a slime. I guess I don't know what all these are. I'm guessing there are actual terminology. I don't remember the names of them. But some more cool artwork, as I always tend to like on here. Looks like these punch out as well. I don't remember what these are used for. I don't remember that at all. Because I thought it was mainly playing down cards, so I don't remember what these big walls would be used for. But must be something. A little tracker of coins, so it's a little bit of drafting, plus you have, I don't know if I'd call it kind of action points or spending power you'd have each round. So yeah, you can spend your coins to buy those cards. So sort of a mix of those. I don't know if that's still then considered drafting. Sort of is. I don't know what else I'd call it. A little score sheet here. That looks pretty average. Then we got some wooden pieces. Looks like these may be the only wooden pieces in the game, but they look pretty epic. They're pretty large. I think these are your entrance and exit where those are supposed to be. We got some screen printing on them. That's pretty cool. It's one-sided though. But yeah, got some of those. 5 different. It's up to 5 players. So that looks pretty nice. And then we got this. If I can get it out. It looks like this will hold some components. I don't know if this is holding. Must be some of the cardboard pieces. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it feels like it's pretty solidly closed. I don't think it's not like loose, so it's going to hold everything in there pretty well, I think. Guess I was wrong. There are some more wooden pieces here, and it looks like some player discs. These have some screen printing on them as well on one side. So got some different symbols there, which is cool. They could have just done all the same symbols, like I think they did with the bridges, but they changed them up a little bit. That always is a nice little thing when you got some different artwork on them to represent them. I suppose that helps with color blindness as well. I suppose that when you're tracking something with a player thing, it's a little bit more important than something that I think these just kind of stay in one place the whole game, so it's not as necessary to have different colors in that. Hopefully, I guess hopefully someone in your group will have that, but I don't think it really is significant. You could probably use 2 different colors if you wanted, from my understanding of how those work. Got some final scoring cards, play sequence. So we got some player aids, which is always nice, and it looks like you got enough for every player to have one, which I always love that. What do we got here? Can't remember if these are the scoring condition things that you'll have an opportunity to get. I think these cards are kind of, what were they? I think these kind of set up what comes out that round. So you'll put different tokens on those ones, so you'll have some bigger tokens, some bigger, smaller, yeah, some ovals, some smaller circles, some squares potentially. Then we got some more cards. And I was going to say, I thought I remember this being mainly cards in this game. So here's part of your dungeons that you're going to be connecting. You gotta get them to actually go opening to opening, and you got little things in there that you're trying to fulfill, like have, I don't know, traps in a certain area or something. I don't remember exactly what all the things were, but then you got, I think, the cost down in the bottom. Yeah, just some nice artwork. I think it looks like so far the symbology is going to be pretty easy to tell the different stuff. So yeah, I think you're going to get a card like this at the beginning, and then you'll put out your 2 little entrance and exit, and then you'll have to try to get certain things in those certain spots. And depending on how many you get more points. And I think there's other ways to get points as well throughout the game. I think you can have some of these cards, maybe some of these. Don't remember all the things, but it did look fun when it was on Kickstarter. So hoping that we'll get this one to the table sooner than later, and we'll get first impressions filmed. So we'll put that up alongside this one. So definitely check that out if you want to see what our thoughts are. See if we think it's worth going and finding and getting. Yeah, we got some more of the tunnel pieces. Ooh, look at a little bit different of artwork there. Makes it feel really unique. But yeah, and I think you can get like ladders and stuff, and you can open up. I think there's some ways sometimes to manipulate things depending on what comes out. Obviously, I think is one of those games where it might be a little dependent on what comes out for potentially being able to connect additional areas to each other. But yeah, overall, I'm excited to try this one out. I think it looks like it should be simple enough to, learn and get to the table sooner than later. It's not like one that's going to be an intimidating force to try to not only, spend some time learning, but then also, getting the time to play it as well. I think it should be pretty easy to learn, and hopefully a relatively quick game, probably about an hour, I think, from what I remember of it. Maybe I'm totally remembering it wrong, but it didn't seem like it'd be one that'd take that long. So always love that in games. Yeah, like I said, check out our first impression video that'll be going up alongside this. But otherwise, we hope to see you on our other videos, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content. For Hort Gully.